The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the raw and uncensored Ambitchious podcast. I'm your host, the original HBIC, Katie Boyd. During our time here together, I will be instilling all of the strength, power, and determination you will need to use the very stones thrown at you to build your ultimate empire. We will redefine the word bitch from the derogatory to the acronym being in total control of herself. So let's adjust our crowns and prepare to live life ambitiously. Oh yeah, here I am, the original HBIC Katie motherfucking Boyd.
There she is.
That's my Studio 54 days. When I used to dance at the Crisco Disco.
Crisco Disco. You were probably zero by then.
And I was zero, and that was also a gay club in New York, and I was not invited.
The Crisco
pissed me off.
The Crisco Disco.
What's up, guys? I'm so excited for today because we're changing it up here a little bit on the Ambitchious podcast. And today is called AKA, Ask Katie Anything.
Yes.
And we could also call it AMA too, because Ask Matt Anything.
Oh, thank you.
Since he's here.
I'm here.
I mean, you guys know this guy, Matt Babine, my ride or die over here. Die. My whipping boy. Yes. Someone the other day, we were at Spirit Day, and someone was like, I listened to all the podcasts in like 3 days, like back to back, like I just binged them like a Netflix episode. And I was like, okay, where is this going? Yeah. And she said, you really beat the shit out of Matt. And I'm like, it probably just sounds that way because you continuously listen to this malarkey for like 3 days straight.
No, she came down to the dojo part of the company and goes to me, she goes, hey, listen, I just want to let you know, if you need anything, you can call. There's outlets out there that you can be saved. You can go to a safe house.
Matt, call the Samaritans.
Whatever.
We're going to have to get you in a safe house. Yeah, we will get you in a safe house if I have anything to do with it.
Living like a rock star, getting the crap kicked out of me because, I don't know. But.
No, what I did was last week I went on Facebook and I polled all my Facebook friends and I asked them, what do you want us to talk about? Like, what are some things that you're struggling with or you're having a hard time with, or maybe you just think that I'm the almighty, all-knowing guru of the world, and you really just want my opinion on something.
Which is true, by the way.
Yeah, right?
I have to say that so I can keep peace in the home.
That's actually very true. That's very true. So all of the questions that we are going to answer today are all going to be pretty much organic from my Facebook poll.
That's awesome.
And because we are live here today, in the interim, if there's any questions that you have that you want to ask, my DJ over here, Mr. Ed Sullivan, spinning on the ones and twos,
absolutely,
can help me out and read a little bit because obviously my glasses don't go that far.
You look great in your glasses, though.
Thanks,
cool.
friend.
Oh.
So ask questions. If there's anything that is really awesome, Ed Sullivan's going to let us know. And we already have our questions also. So AKA.
That's awesome.
But before we start, I always love to read the Ambitchious podcast review of the week. And it is from So Sexy Diva. I wonder who the hell this is.
So Sexy Diva.
She's having a good day if she's calling herself So Sexy Diva. It's like, I'm sexy and I'm a diva?
So
come on now, child.
Diva.
I want to know who you are. You better email me just to tell me, to reveal who you are,
yes,
the woman behind the curtain.
Yes.
And she says, thank you. You two just feed off each other's energy, and it's like a breath of fresh air. My only regret is not listening sooner. Love y'all for this. I needed to hear this today. You rock. So Sexy Diva, whoever you are in your sexy selfness.
We love you.
We love you. And we want you to email us at themisfitclub@gmail.com to redeem your $100 gift certificate.
That's awesome.
We're moving on.
Yep, that's great.
Okay, so ask Katie anything. We have some good ask questions.
I can just imagine.
Tell you. I mean, some of them are like, it's so funny because I just saw 444. Did you see it?
Me too. Yeah,
I was like, hi. 444 is an angel number. We'll get to that on another podcast.
Yes. And it's also a Jay-Z record.
That's true.
Yes, I
Same.
like that too.
Same. So
love Jay-Z.
We have some really great questions, and I really, really am just like ready to jump in on this.
Yeah.
We don't really, there's a lot of stuff going on in the KBMFC world.
Always. There always is.
We should probably just hit on that before we start, right?
Absolutely.
So we got sound healing coming up.
Yep.
We have 1440 Multiversity Retreat in California. We have the Business with Soul Summit. That's coming up. These are all on the events page at kbmfc.com. And we also have Portugal.
Portugal's coming. Yes.
October 4th through the 12th. It's almost sold out. I just added another wine tasting. Don't get me started. I'm ready to rock out with my cock out in Portugal.
Twist my arm for another wine tasting.
I know. I'm gonna whip my shitties out in Portugal.
That's funny. I was talking to Dave, one of our friends from the gym.
Love him.
And I go, hey, we're gonna do meditation and working out. And I go, I think that would be the time we sneak off for a cigar and a glass of wine.
So true. Hey, Dave, it's 9 a.m. Everyone else is doing yoga. Do you want to go smoke and start drinking at 9 a.m.? Sure.
Well, we are in Portugal.
Yeah. So if you want to come on vacation with us two jerks, go over to the events page, check it out. It's going to be some great stuff coming down. And as I add events, I will talk about them on the Ambitchious podcast. But that's all I want to talk about because we have a lot to talk about today.
Lots to cover.
Okay.
Lots to cover.
So I'm going to read the person's name that asked the question, and then I'm going to read the question, and then we're going to answer it to the best of our ambitious ability.
Which we may not know what the hell we're doing, but
I said ambitious ability. I meant ambitious ability. That's so strange. Yes. That's a tongue twister.
I like that.
All right, you ready, Matt?
Yes, I am.
Pucker that asshole and get ready to put on your big boy panties. Okay, so Megan Desart says, how can I balance my business and family life? This is like a question that we get all the time.
Absolutely.
Do you have a problem balancing your family and your business life?
I used to because, when you're first starting a business, it's like you're all in. And I think maturity, you're always all in.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, I think you get to the maturity spot where it's like, something, hey, I have to because I can't be the person I want to be by just being in the business all the time. You end up being a human doing instead of a human being.
Absolutely.
And you have no life, right? So then you start to learn balance. But I think, to give her the advice that she's asking for is to really look at her time and see how much time she has to. If it's a new startup, she's going to have to put the time in.
Yes.
But she's also got to have the boundaries that you always talk about.
Yes.
About saying, hey, enough is enough. I did what I was supposed to today. And I'm good. I feel enough, and I'm going to stop now, and I'm going to spend time with my family and stuff like that.
I think we as women, we try to integrate the business and the family life together, which is really smart. But I agree with you 100%. I really, truly feel like you have to sit down and you have to look at every day of your life, and you have to say to yourself, okay, this is when I'm going to push. This is when I'm going to grind, hustle, whatever you want to say. I don't really like those words, but I know a lot of people say those things. This is when I'm going to really focus on business, and then also schedule time for your family. So for us, and we're, huge proponents of this. We say, okay, from this time to this time, we're going to wake up. We're going to have our coffee. We're going to set our intentions. We're going to go work out. We're going to do our affirmations. We're going to do our rituals. And nothing is going to happen until those things are done in our lives, because we know that those are the most important things. And then we don't work until those things are done. And then we make time for the work, but we also make time for the fun and the play.
Yeah.
Because it can't be all work, 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 banging your head against the wall all day. Because I think that sometimes, like my grandmother always said, just because you're rocking on a rocking chair doesn't mean you're going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And
right?
I've done it. I've put my health on the back burner. I've put
we all have.
Family on the back burner. I've put, all these things on the back burner because I had things I had to move. I thought I had to move in business.
Right.
Now it's like, something, I could have moved it probably more effectively if I took the time for myself to fill myself up. I would have thought of things better, probably made less mistakes.
Yes.
Go with more intention when I was doing things, right? Just by taking that time in the morning to be able to really set my life up for success.
Right.
And that's huge. But you don't know that unless somebody teaches you.
Well, that's the thing is all the things that we teach here on the Ambitchious podcast is all stuff that we've gone through from trial by fire.
Absolutely.
So what we're doing is we're like, okay, we've already done all this. Now we want to teach you guys the Cliff Notes version. So you don't have to go through such hell.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So truly look at your time. And this is not just to Megan. This is to everybody. Truly take a look at your time and say, when do I want to work? When do I want to play? And really schedule that time, because what happens is we always talk about hypnotic rhythm.
Yep.
You get pooled into that, whirlpool of hypnotic rhythm, and it's really hard to get out. And then all of a sudden, every day you wake up and you're like a robot, must work, must make the money.
Not good.
And it's like, sometimes you just have to say, fuck it, and trust that the universe has your back.
And think, right? Take some time outside of the business and be like, oh, let me think about this. Am I even going in the right direction with this company?
Well, we always talk about, the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
And like when I start to, because I still do, we get caught up in the work shit. Yeah. And Matt will say to me, Katie, it's not break your balls and grow rich. It's think and grow rich. Meaning like you need to make time to actually think,
yes.
So Megan, I hope that helps you, and I hope that it helps everybody else that's listening.
Break your balls.
Breaking my balls.
You're breaking my balls.
Oh my God. Mr. Ed Sullivan, do we have any questions yet?
No, we have a lot of discussion.
Oh, what are people saying? I feel like I
need to know.
Joe Coletti is stating that boundaries are a key.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
What you're discussing.
Mm-hmm. No, boundaries are everything. And I think that there's actually another question about boundaries on here that we can probably touch upon.
Awesome.
The next question is from Joel Cohen. And he says, what books or people changed your life and why? Ooh, dude, we could be here for like a whole podcast talking about this.
So many good books, so many good people.
Let me see. What books changed my life? I would have to say one of the books, in my opinion, and I've read thousands of self-help type books and all that kind of stuff, but I think one of the biggest ones for me was actually The Desire Map by Danielle Laporte. And a lot of people will be like, really? Like, it's so like low key. The book is so chill.
Yes.
But she delivers this information in such a way, because we're always fighting against the universe. We always think we know better than the universe. We're always trying to manipulate energy to be what we desire it to be, instead of saying, you know what, like, I am the mistress or the master of my destiny. I am the captain of my ship. I do have free will to make things happen.
Right.
But all you have to do is really say, today I got up, I did my best. Everything else is up to the universe.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
We're always trying to jam the square peg in the round hole. We're always trying to fill up a 5-pound bag with 10 pounds of shit.
And with the Desire Map book, it's like you don't even know why you're doing it, because you haven't even researched, why am I even doing this?
Oh my God, absolutely.
You're trying to get a feeling after you do something, when you can have the feeling now if you kind of, it's a really good book.
And what the Desire Map really says is, like, for instance, if you desire to make $1 million, I'm just going to throw that because that's a very easy concept to understand. So if you desire to make $1 million and you don't know why making that $1 million is going to propel your life, and if you really truly peel the spiritual onion and you say, why? Why do you want to make $1 million? Because I want to be rich. Why? Because I want to travel the world. Why? Because I want to feel this way. Why? And you peel the onion down to the very nub. Most likely, if you haven't desire mapped yet, you get to the point and you say, I want to make $1 million because finally my mommy and daddy will love me.
Yeah. Or whatever
your thing is,
whatever
right?
that end point is.
But if you're making the $1 million, and we obviously don't make the $1 million, we attract it, because the $1 million is out there somewhere. We just have to bring it into our energetic field.
Bring it home.
Bring it. Come to me. But if the $1 million is truly the end game, and that's great, and that's fine, because we all want to be wealthy.
Yes.
But you have to know how you want to feel, how you desire to feel while you're achieving this quote unquote success.
And you may be able to feel most of those feelings now in the process of creating the $1 million.
Yes.
Right? So I just want to be happy, or I just want to feel freedom.
Yes.
You may be more free without the business. Do you know what I mean? So you have to think about where you want to feel. That's a great book. Great book.
What about you?
Mine is probably definitely Conversations with God.
Oh, such a good book. Neil Donald Walsh.
Absolutely awesome. I mean, it really brings home that, we are creating moment to moment. And every single thing we think, we say, we do is creation. And when you really get that concept, it's freaking scary.
So
because
scary.
you are where you are because you put yourself there.
Yeah.
Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent.
Yes.
And it was always the successful person will always say that he's self-made. But if your life isn't going the great way, you're like, this is just happened. Wait, this shit happened.
Yeah.
But you can't, after reading that book, it's like it puts a lot on you. How much that you have control of everything.
And how we are God.
Yeah. And we are God, and we create on a daily basis.
Yeah, and we are all divine.
Second to second.
I know. Wow. Matt's very intense right now. He's like, second to second.
I may have to read that book again.
Well, there's actually 3.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
There's
that was
3,
my favorite
but
one.
But the first one is, in my opinion, too, like his best.
Yeah.
And if you don't know anything about Conversations with God, Neil Donald Walsch was in a really bad time in his life.
Yes.
And he was so angry. Like, if there's a God,
he's angry at God.
Why is my life suck so bad? And he started just like writing a letter to God about how much he was mad at him.
And then he started channeling.
and then God started talking back to him.
Right.
Right. And that's a great. Now, what about people?
What's that?
What about people that change your life?
Oh, people that change my life.
Yeah, or a person.
A person. No, you changed my life.
Well, I feel the same about you, but don't kiss my ass because you're not getting laid today.
You definitely changed my life.
I'm gonna punch you in the nose. Well, I do agree. You changed my life, and I changed your life.
You know, so many great. I love Earl Nightingale. He's definitely changed my life with all of his good speaking and reading, all of the stuff. Jack Canfield, Anthony Robbins, Tom Bilyeu. I love the guest that he has on.
Yes.
I mean, there's so many influential people out there. That's why I don't watch news. I don't know what's going on in the world, but I know what the heavy hitters are doing on a day-to-day basis because that's all I listen to. And I really try to immerse myself in the great thinkers. It's like what I love about our world today is you can actually sit down with the great minds at any given time and learn from the great minds by pressing a button on a YouTube video or Googling something, and you can spend time learning and growing with these magnificent human beings and all of the things that they have to offer.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
So I am going to kind of counter what you said about like these famous people or these like inspirational people that change your life. I actually feel that the people who changed my life the most were all the people who told me I wasn't good enough, that abused me, that hurt me, because it actually not only taught me how I desire to be as a human, the opposite of that. Yeah. I always want to come from a place of love and light and service and helping and inspiring. But also, it really made me have to get so uncomfortable with my own self to say to myself, if I'm in this position with this person, that I'm the only one that can change it. So thank you to all the people that ever hurt me in my life, because you've actually made me the human that is standing before you guys today.
And that was the reason that I look for those people, because of pain, right?
Yeah,
so it's like,
pain is a teacher.
I don't like the way I feel financially. I don't like the way I feel spiritually. I feel empty. I feel different.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Nothing in the inside,
yes.
right? Or feeling like I can't, do what I want to do.
Right.
And that's when the pain happens, like you just said, and you start looking for answers, and sometimes they come to you through people, through messages, through, research too.
Well, I feel like God always works through people, and God always speaks through people and their actions.
Yes.
And what happens is God is always talking to us, but we're like, I don't know what, we're always like pushing it away.
Yeah.
But now as I'm older, I listen to what every human, like I hang on what every person says, no matter how big or small it is, because I feel like God is always talking to me through them, good or bad.
Right.
Like people will say shit to me sometimes. And like, when someone says something to you and like, they're not trying to be mean, but there's that little like cut, like mean dig underneath it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I see you. Yes. I see who the fuck you are.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're coming as a friend.
Yes.
But you're actually like enemy energy.
Well, what's that quote of like Jay-Z says? Jay-Z says, how come you're telling me about this, about you? What is that?
No, don't tell me what they said about me. Tell me why they were so comfortable to say it to you.
Yes. So you're telling me this.
Like I don't have that one and put in my back pocket.
You're telling me this problem. You're telling me this pain, but why do they feel so comfortable telling you? So they think you're in cahoots and you're like the friggin' enemy.
Oh, so many people will come to me and be like, so I was at a dinner party the other day and people were talking shit about you at the dinner. And I'm like, really? That's funny. that you're coming to me with this information because you were there. You could have stuck up for me if you were really truly my friend. And why do they feel so comfortable to talk shit about me in front of you? Because truly, and you know this, I'm a loyal bitch. When people talk shit about my friends, I'm the first one to be like, no.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, but you stand in your power. I've gotten to like literal almost fist fights with people. Yeah. Like, and then like literally 4 days later, the person that I was like sticking up for, like fucking
I'm a very loyal friend, and I think you are too. Yes. And we're very loyal people.
Sometimes to our detriment.
Yes. But the other good one was when I think I sent this one to you when I was looking, I saw Oprah, and it says, when somebody shows you who they are the first time,
believe them.
Believe them.
But why don't we?
I don't know.
Yeah. So Joel, that's my answer and Matt's answer to that question. I hope it helped. And if you haven't read those books yet, which I'm sure you probably have because he's super spiritual and awesome.
That's awesome.
Check those out.
Katie, we've got a question.
Oh, let's hear it.
How do you get through to someone who insists on wasting your time?
Oh, God.
I cannot wait till Soul Summit.
Yeah. Who's saying this? Is this Jenny?
Yes.
I knew it because she was actually one of the questions. So what I have to say to you, Jenny, is no one can waste your time unless you allow them to waste your time, right? So you have to ask yourself, what about you feels this way that you feel that you are okay with allowing someone to waste your time?
Yep.
Because I think what happens too, and if this is in a business standpoint, when people waste your time at a business standpoint, I talk about this all the time. Like I have in my company had people reach out to me 3 years ago. And every 3 months, they'll be like, I'm ready to sign up at Katie Boyd's Misfit Club, or I'm ready to sign up virtually, or I'm ready to hire you as a life coach, or I'm ready to do Reiki, or I'm ready to come to Spirit Day. This is all the freaking time, right? Oh. And they inbox me, and they DM me, and they email me, and they text me. And like sometimes I'm like, what the fuck? This person's like so wasted. Like, what the hell, right? But then I have to realize too that everyone works on their own timeline.
Yes.
And a lot of people are so afraid to make a leap and make a jump because I think in a lot of ways too, people are afraid of success just as much as they are afraid of failure. So you might look at it as if they're wasting your time, but they're spinning their own wheels because they're fear-based. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel that way sometimes too?
Absolutely. Well,
like how many people come in and say, I want to take martial arts, I want to take karate, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then they're still like jerking you off like 6 months later and you're just like, bro. But then you have to also come from a place of like, everybody is working and living at their own level of where they're at spiritually, mentally, emotionally.
Right.
So we can't judge their journey, but you are the captain of your ship. You're the mistress of your destiny. You are ambitious, right? You are the bitch. You're being in total control of yourself. So that being said, start to lessen how available you are to these people.
And it's never a minute. And if somebody grabs you and you're in the middle of something, they're like, oh, do you have a minute?
No, I don't. Do I look like I have a fucking minute?
It's always 15 minutes or longer. So it's like,
when people are like,
I don't, but you want to shoot me a text and we can make some time.
Yeah, email me.
If it's that important, shoot me a text.
Yeah.
Email me. And because a minute always sucks the life out of you.
I can't stand when people do that to me.
Because it's a half an hour.
Yeah.
Right. Or wait a second. Can we get together and do lunch?
Or meetings.
And the meetings.
What's his name from Virgin Airlines? What's his name?
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson, yes.
I read a thing that he was talking about in Success Magazine a couple weeks ago, and he was like saying, there is no meeting in the world that is worth more than 5 minutes of your time. Right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're like, oh, I have to meet with you about this. Okay, well, what is it? Okay, yes, no, whatever. And then we all move on. But so many people like to hear themselves talk, too.
Oh, my God.
That's another thing. So ask yourself why you're allowing them to waste your time. Don't let these people waste your time. Your time is valuable. And guess what? You can always get more money, but you can't get back more time.
Oh,
time
is key.
That was a good question. I actually was going to answer that question.
You
want to go for one more?
Yep, one more.
All right, let's see here. Oh. Fuck.
What the hell are you reading?
Brittany Ann Burgess, My Little Muffin.
Little Muffin.
Being stuck in a relationship or job or situation without the means to just change it. How do you get out of that?
That's a tough one, and I think everybody's been in that situation. And I think what you need to do is create a bridge. And if you're in a job, you have to pay the light bill. You have to pay, the gas.
Right, you have to pay your mortgage. You have to feed your kids.
Whatever you're doing. But you need to start working immediately on bridging that gap. The gap is the problem where you want to be, and you need to be able to bridge that as soon as possible.
Yes.
Sometimes it's, if you're going to start a business, you start it off slowly. You start it off part-time.
You do a side hustle.
That way. You do a side hustle, whatever you want to call it, and then you can bridge that gap. Or you start, getting somebody out there to find you another position or whatever you're interested in doing, but you have to act on it.
Or
ASAP.
a relationship. And I have had very abusive relationships many, many, many years ago. And it was funny because I remember in one relationship, I remember one day, like, the person I was with was hitting me, physically hitting me. And I just remember looking at him one day after he had hit me, and I'm like, I hope you fucking enjoyed that, because it's the last time you will ever touch me. Now, at the point, right at that moment, I didn't have the means, the funds to leave that situation.
But you already checked out mentally.
But I was checked out mentally, and I was already on my way to doing the next thing. So I was still there, and I was going about my day-to-day life, but the inside was furiously like, okay, how do I make more money so I can get the fuck out of here? How do I do this? Start looking at apartments. Start looking at different places to move.
Start looking for a gun.
No, Matt.
I'm just kidding.
Why do you always resort to violence? I'm the violent one in the relationship.
I don't like anybody to put a little hair on your head. That's why.
But I'm glad
Start looking for a machine gun.
But you know what, though? I had to go through all that stuff so I could be who I am today.
I understand.
The Ambitchious movement actually grew from out of all of those years of abuse and turmoil and sadness and anger and depression and anxiety.
No, it created you.
Yeah, it created me. Oh my God, absolutely. It's like total, like it's built an armor. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes type of thing. And that's what the Ambitchious movement's all about. So my biggest advice to you, whether it's business, a job, a relationship, a friendship, whatever it is, don't be afraid to just leave. But I think, especially if you don't have the actual meat, like if it's a money thing, start doing the underwork immediately. Because if you don't, then you actually are your own worst enemy and your own glutton for punishment.
And if it's abusive, you got to find somebody to get out of that situation. I would recommend immediately, and get over to a friend's house, a family member's house. There
Someone
are
you
people
trust.
that love you more than you even think.
Absolutely, and I think when you're in those types of situations, you feel really alone.
God, you do.
And isolated.
You feel your spirit broken too, because it's like, now I thought this was working this way, and then I have to go ask this person for help. It's hard, but you got to do it.
It's very humbling, but it actually, again, through those uncomfortable moments is where you grow and evolve into the next version of your best self.
Absolutely.
So I hope that helped. So thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, AKA Ask Katie Anything, or AMA Ask Matt Anything.
AMA or AMNO.
Shut up, Matt. Thank you all for being crusaders of the Ambitchious movement. And like I always say, see you next Tuesday.
Good job, man.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.